Throughout this very busy pageant week, our judges have had several opportunities to see all of the Miss Universe candidates. In preliminary judging, they saw the girls in their national costumes, they saw them in swimsuits, and they saw them in evening gowns. On Thursday and Friday of this week, our judges had personal interviews with each contestant, and tonight they're seeing them all again. Voting individually and secretly, the judges have now chosen 12 semi-finalists. And may I have the list, Mr. Puritz, please? Thank you very much. Now, here are the names of the 12 young ladies who have a chance to go on and become Miss Universe. The contestants do not know which of them have been selected as semi-finalists. Any of them could be on this secret list. Now, they're not in alphabetical order. So when I begin reading them, each girl has a chance until the very last name is announced. Good luck, girls. Here we go. The first name among the 12 semi-finalists is Miss Haiti. And number 2 on this important list is Miss Finland. And now, to join our first 2 semi-finalists, here comes Miss El Salvador. And semi-finalist number 4 is Miss Colombia. Our next semi-finalist is Miss Philippines. And with the announcement of the next name, we are halfway there. The next name is that of Miss England. Our next semi-finalist is Miss Japan. The 8th name on our list of semi-finalists is the name of Miss Israel. The next semi-finalist is Miss Ireland. And another Latin among the semi-finalists, Miss Brazil. Miss Brazil could not find her way down off the pyramid. Now we have two more names on the list, and one of them is Miss Sweden. And now I have only one last remaining name, one last girl who has a chance to be Miss Universe, and that girl is Miss USA. And here are our 12 semi-finalists in the Miss Universe Beauty Pageant for 1975.
Brief notes on this fascinating country, El Salvador. It seems that as far back as the dawn of man, the Indians were going along minding their own business, building pyramids and cities and having a good time until about 1542, when a Spanish conquistador named Pedro de Alvarado was sent here from Mexico by Cortez. He captured the Indian capital, Cuscatlan, and founded the city of San Salvador. In the process, he picked up a lot of gold that didn't belong to him and destroyed a bunch of cities that weren't hurting anybody. The conquistadors were very big at that sort of thing, apparently. It's said the jungles are full of cities they destroyed. The jungle overgrew and covered them, and people have forgotten that they were ever there. One of the biggest and most interesting of the ruins is Tasumal. Just an hour's drive from here, and we'll see some pictures of it later. Some of our group went out to see it, and they say it's a sight they'll never forget. Maybe someday, far in the future, people will visit our set and say the same thing about it. If the jungle doesn't take it over, of course. Now, let's hear this message about Sure antiperspirant spray.
Now I'm going to chat with each of our semi-finalists, beginning with Miss Finland. Miss Finland, will you step right out here to me, please? She is Ann Potamo. She's from Helsinki. She's 19 years old, she's a model, and she speaks English, don't you?
Yes, I do.
And it must be exciting to be here, one of the semi-finalists in the Miss Universe pageant in El Salvador.
Oh, yes. Very exciting.
And far different from Finland, isn't it? How do the two differ? Tell me about it.
Well, I think there are more lakes in Finland, and the climate is colder, of course.
Yes. And this is your first visit here to Central America.
Yes.
What are your plans for the future?
After crowning the next Miss Finland, I'd like to start studying in a business school and get a boutique of my own. I'd like to design clothes and sell them and so on.
I'm sure you'll do well. One last question. Now, you were with a group that went to the baseball game in New York City. That must have been very exciting, was it?
Oh, yes. It was. Although I didn't understand very much of the game, our baseball is different in Finland. We have different rules. And so I ate hot dogs and watched the airplanes taking off from the nearby.
She did enjoy the baseball game, you see. Thank you, Miss Finland.
Thank you.
Miss Colombia, will you come out here and talk with me? Miss Colombia is Marta Lucia Echeverry. She's from Tulua. She's 18 years old. She attends university, and she speaks no English.
No.
No. Now, she's a very remarkable young lady in that she has adopted a foster child. Tiene un niño adoptado, ¿sí?
Bueno, sí, tengo un niño que recogí hace aproximadamente
Más alto, por favor.
4 años. Lo recogí cuando me tocaba alfabetar.
¿Cómo se llama su niño?
Juan de Dios Patiño.
Juan?
De Dios Patiño.
And ¿cómo le conoció?
Bueno, lo conocí porque en mi colegio nos tocaba alfabetizar a una persona pobre y un grupo de compañeras cogimos a este niño, luego yo me lo llevé para mi casa, hasta el día de hoy que le estoy dando todo el sustento y el calor de hogar porque en realidad lo siento como si fuera mío, aunque no lo he llevado en mis entrañas.
And what do you folks back in Omaha, Nebraska think of that? I think that what she said was that she had an assignment to teach reading and writing to an underprivileged child, and she met one in that way, and she took him home to live with her brothers and sisters. Thank you, Miss Columbia. Miss England? Miss England is Vicki Harris of London, 22 years old, studied to be a secretary. Habla inglés?
No.
No? Tengo problemas. I have problems. Even Miss England doesn't speak English. You studied to be a secretary. Are you a secretary now?
Well, no, it was quite a sad thing because I studied secretarial for 3 years and I got my Pitman's Advanced Typing, but unfortunately I didn't get my shorthand because I can write it down very quickly, but I can't read it back.
You can't read your shorthand back? Well, then I don't think you should try to be a secretary. Be the model that you are. Now, you have relatives here, do you not?
Yes, I do.
All the way from England?
No, my grandfather came to Guatemala many years ago and he married a Guatemalan woman, and I had a marvelous telephone call last night and it was from my auntie who is Guatemalan, and one of my cousins is here in El Salvador tonight, but unfortunately he couldn't get into the gymnasium, but he's waiting for me back in the hotel.
Well, we have such a big crowd here, I can see very well why he could not get in, but I'm sure you'll have a nice visit. Thank you, Miss England.
Thank you.
Miss Israel, would you step out here to me, please? And she is Orit Cooper. She's from Jerusalem. She's 18 years old, and she speaks English. And what is your occupation?
I'm a soldier.
You are a soldier?
Yes.
What is your work in the Army?
I'm like a secretary.
You're a secretary in the Army. How do you like life on an Army base?
Beautiful. I'm enjoyed very much.
You are?
Yes.
What would you like to do in the future?
I'm going to study.
What would you like to study?
Special education.
Good for you. Thank you, Miss Israel. And Miss Brazil, would you come out here now? I'd like to talk with you. Miss Brazil is Ingrid Budag, and she speaks a little English. She lives in Blumenau, and she is 20 years old. Habla un poquito de inglés, ¿sí?
Sí, un poquitito.
This much?
Yes.
This much?
No, so much.
This much?
So much.
You're a secretary,
Yes, I'm a secretary.
and you take shorthand and you type.
I don't understand.
Máquina de escribir?
Sí, yes.
Sí, yes. And I know Omaha, Nebraska is enjoying these interviews. Tell me what else you do. Usted hace más qué cosas?
Oh, yes. I work in the morning.
You work in the morning,
Yes, and study in the night.
study at night.
Yes.
See how well I'm interpreting her Spanish now? I'm doing much better. And what are your hobbies?
In the afternoon, I'm going to the ballet school. All
Ballet?
right? Yes, and piano.
Thank you, Miss Brazil. Very charming. Miss USA. Miss USA is Summer Bartholomew of Merced, California, 23 years old, just graduated from junior college. And you have been a busy girl since you were crowned in May, haven't you?
Very busy, Bob.
Yes. Have you attended a lot of charities and benefits?
Yes, and one in particular, there was a charity function which I sold kisses for $5. And a 101-year-old man came up to me and I said, no charge.
No charge? I bet even a 101-year-old man would get a charge from a kiss from you, Miss USA. I'm sure he would. Thank you very much. And there are the first 6 of our 12 semi-finalists. Thank you, girls.
Well, now that you know a little of the history of El Salvador, we'd like to show you how beautiful some of the country is. El Salvador is a lush, green land with a warm, sunny climate, and that means 2 things. We never need a coat, and tropical fruits grow everywhere, so it's very easy to become a mango and papaya freak. Anyone who dreams of getting away from it all and becoming a beachcomber can comb beaches all year round and not comb the same beach twice. That old Pacific Ocean water is so nice and warm. You don't have to go in one toe at a time. The volcanoes of El Salvador are huge and beautiful, and thank goodness most of them are inactive. Every now and then, one of them bubbles and burps for a short time, and a few villages head for the hills, but then the volcano goes to sleep again for a few hundred years, and everyone comes back. One of the nice things about a volcano is that when it quits huffing and puffing, you sometimes end up with some nice little lakes in the middle. If you want to see something that tells it like it was, a trip to some of the Mayan ruins gives you a good idea of how it was along about 100 BC, and it must have been nifty. Now we're back in 1975 AD, and here's a beauty tip for your hand from my liquid.
Now we have 6 more semi-finalists to meet, beginning with Miss Sweden. Miss Sweden, would you step right up here, please? Katrina Sjödahl, and she's from Helsingborg. She's 17, and you're a student in Sweden.
Yes, that's right.
But you would like to continue your studies in the United States, wouldn't you?
Yes, I very much.
Why don't you tell our audience what you're trying to do?
Yes, I'm trying to apply for scholarship and study in America to complete my studies.
And what would you like to study in America?
Mathematics and chemistry, because I like to be a doctor.
Very good. I'm sure we would love to have you there, Miss Sweden.
Thank you very
much. Miss Ireland? Miss Ireland is Julie Ann Farnham. She's from Dublin. She's 18 years old. And one of your hobbies is astrology, is it not?
Yes, that's right.
What is your horoscope have to say about this month?
I can't tell you. It's bad luck.
Oh, is it bad luck to tell me?
I can tell you some other time.
Now, and I had been told that the Irish had such a gift of gab. Is that true?
Yes.
Are they good talkers?
I don't believe anything they say, though. The men, they have the gift of the gab.
Have you met any men here in El Salvador?
With the gift of the gab?
Yes.
Yes, a few.
Have they been around rehearsals, too?
Yes, a few.
I'll bet they have. Thank you, Miss Ireland. Now, Miss Japan, would you step out here to me? She is Sashiko Nakayama, and she's a student of interior design, 20 years old, and she speaks no English.
Yes.
Oh, you do speak English now?
No.
No.
Japanese only.
Very little.
Yes.
Sashiko
Yes.
Yakiyama.
Nakayama.
Nakayama.
Yes.
Do you know my name? What is my name?
My name is
My name.
Sachiko Nakayama.
No, you, Sashiko.
Yes.
Me, Bob.
Yes.
Yeah. You like El Salvador?
Yes.
You like the people of El Salvador?
Beautiful people.
You like the girls in the pageant?
Yes.
You like the food here?
Yes.
You like the music here?
Yes.
See, she does speak English, doesn't she? She's learned a lot. Thank you, Miss Japan. Miss Philippines? This is Rosemary Brosas. She's from Makati. She's 18, and she's a student. And did you see our pageant in the Philippines last year?
Yes. I was one of the usherettes for the Miss Universe at 1974.
What ran through your mind when you watched the girls on our stage last year?
Well, I was thinking, I dreamt of being in the contest, but I never expected of being here.
And this dream has come true for you.
Yes.
Yes, it has. Thank you, Miss Philippines.
Thank you.
Miss El Salvador. Miss El Salvador is Carmen Elena Figueroa of San Salvador. She's going to the university, and she's 20. And what did you tell me in rehearsal, Carmen? You said if there's an opportunity, you would like to say something in Spanish, didn't you?
Yes.
The opportunity has come on one condition. After you have said what you wish, you translate for my friends back in the United States.
Of
What
course.
would you like to say?
Quiero decirle a todo El Salvador que me siento muy, pero muy agradecida por tantos estímulos, por tantos aplausos, por tanto cariño que se me ha brindado desde que fui electa a Miss El Salvador, y que he tratado de hacer lo posible para dar a conocer a nuestro país, a todos sus encantos, su naturaleza, y lo he hecho de todo corazón.
And what did you say?
Okay. What I just said is that I wanted to thank all the people from El Salvador for all the love they've given me, and that I've tried all the way long to let people in the world know about ourselves, our history, and everything that is related with the country. Also, I want to say to the people from Lancaster, United States, that I also love them very much.
Lancaster, Pennsylvania, where you went to school. Thank you, Miss El Salvador. Miss Haiti? This is Jersey Davis. She's from Port-au-Prince. She's 20. She's a student. And Miss Haiti, you were the first one called of the 12 semi-finalists, weren't you?
Yes.
Wasn't that exciting?
Oh, very.
Yes. Now, I read...
I couldn't believe it.
You couldn't believe it, but it's true. Now, I read so much about the superstitions in Haiti. Have you had any superstitions?
Yes. Like when you want to win, sometimes you just have to put what you want in your right foot and you win.
Did you put it in your right foot tonight?
No.
No, but it worked out anyway. Thank you very much, Miss Haiti. Yes. And now you've met our 12 beautiful semifinalists, one of whom will become Miss Universe for 1975.